Hi everyone, it's Becca and today I'm back on behalf of Wild Orchid Crafts, the Wild Bunch, to share another project with you guys, so I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, today I'm back because I have a project to share with you all, and this project is actually a tag folder or tag pocket, and you can see what it looks like on the inside there. So I wanted to run through with you guys what I did and how I created this, and I also wanted to let you guys know which products I have used from Wild Orchid Crafts, and as always I'll have the links down below in the description box so that you guys can go and check them out from the Wild Orchid Crafts website. So the first thing I did was to create the actual pocket out of cardstock. I then decorated the front, the side and also the back with some paper, and I used a Prima collection, and this is the Romantique collection, and I also did some distress inking on the outside just in this light blue kind of color. I just wanted it all to coordinate on the outside. Then I created this belly band, as you can see here, it goes all the way around, and I just used some stretchy lace to create this, and it might be easier if I take this off and show you guys. So the way I created this, I cut out a circle out of felt, first thing I did, and then I adhered that to the actual lace. I measured the lace around the pocket and then I adhered that together, and then I placed the circle on the inside of the lace. Then on the outside of the lace, I used some of these beautiful Guipure lace from Wild Orchid Crafts, and I just created this circle going all the way around. You can see here it goes all the way around. And then I created this beautiful cluster on top of it. The first thing I did was I created this triple bow with this vintage seam binding from Wild Orchid Craft, and I used the sky blue vintage seam binding to do that. In the center of the bow, I then used this square silver buckle from Wild Orchid Craft, and also a pearl in the center, and this is the 12mm pearl, and it fits just perfectly in there. Right in the center of the cluster, I used this Trellis rose, and this is the mint green from the mixed pack of greens, and this is in the 40mm. I also used another Trellis rose above this one, and this is from the blue pack, and it's the 35mm. And the flower in the center is from the medium two-tone pale blue wild roses, and this is in 30mm. And then the ones on the outside is from the pack of large white wild rosebuds. So I've got two here and then two here. So it looks the same on both sides. And that is the belly band. Then on the inside, I have created the tags to go in the pockets. So if I just remove these for a moment. Okay, so this is what the pocket looks like on the inside. I created 4 inner pockets. So these ones will hold the larger tags, and then the smaller ones will hold slightly smaller tags, and this is what it looks like when it closes. And after I finished this project, I wish I had made this a little bit larger here, because I ended up decorating the tags, and as it turns out they were a little bit bulkier than I first thought they would be. But nonetheless, it does work, it fits in there, and it is fine as it is. So that's what it looks like. Again, I used the same paper collection to decorate the inside, and also the same ink to do the distressing. The smaller tags, I just used some paper tags that I had, and I didn't really do much to those because, as I said, after I finished these, it was really bulky and it wasn't going to fit in there. So I decided to just keep these very simple. So the only thing I did to these was I distressed the edges, I added some of the papers and distressed that as well. And then I added some of this seam binding to it. And this one is the Camel's hair color, so it's this beautiful brown tone. So this is what they look like, so very simple. And then on the back I left this sort of a white area, and this is where the message would go. So that's the smaller tags. Now the ones I wanted to really share with you guys is the larger tags. So I created them all in the same size, and I ended up making 2 with the same theme as the pocket, which is the light blue tones. And I also created 2 of the pink ones because you guys know I love pink and I just couldn't resist it. So the first tag is this one. I used this beautiful paper on the background with roses. And then what I did was I added some seam binding going across all the way around. And this one is the rose petal. I created a double bow to go on the top here, and then once again I've used the square silver buckle from Wild Orchid Crafts with a pearl in the center. And then down here I've used some of this natural cotton lace from Wild Orchid Crafts, and I really like how that looks. And then going across the lace, I used some of these white with baby pink center sweetheart blossoms, and I did some inking on the outside so it looks very distressed and it coordinates with the rest of the project. And this is what the tag looks like on the back. So I basically just stamped a frame just so the message could go in there, and I inked the edges as well. So very simple. And then the seam binding here on the top is the same as I used before, the camel's hair. The second pink tag is once again very pretty, and I tried to keep it quite simple as well because, as I said, I didn't want it to be too bulky. So I used this long bird cage stamp on the background. This is by Kaiser Crafts. And I also added some fabric here on the back, and I did some inking and I frayed the edges, and it looks very distressed, and that's the look I was going for. So I then adhered that to the tag on a sort of like a wrinkled kind of a way. It looks kind of messy, but that's the look I was going for, so I really like how that looks there. I also used the natural lace once again, going across the bottom here. I used some more of the camel's hair seam binding. I created this double bow. Then down here I have some of the white Stamens from Wild Orchid Crafts, and this is the textured one. Then I used this beautiful Cameo, and this is the Lady Resin Cameo from Wild Orchid Crafts as well. And I used some of the Guipure lace on the back just to sort of frame the Cameo, and some more of those sweetheart blossoms on the bottom of the Cameo. So that's the second tag. And then I used the rose petal seam binding to finish off this one. And then the back, very similar to the previous one. And then here's the blue ones, and I really like how these look as well. So I did some stamping on the background. I used some Tim Holtz stamps, and then I decorated around it. So I used the sky blue seam binding on the bottom here, created a double bow, and the seam binding just going around as well. Another one of those bling silver buckles and a pearl in the center. I've also added a piece of Guipure lace on the back here. And these two little flowers come from the mixed color summer blooms in the 3 centimeters, and these are the blue tones. And I used some more of that textured Stamens to go in the center of these flowers. And I finished it off with this super adorable blue small sequined butterfly from Wild Orchid Craft. So it looks like that, really adorable. And then that's what the back looks like. It's just a different frame, so very similar to the other ones. And then this is the last tag, and once again I used the same product but in a different way. So I've used some more of that sky blue seam binding going across. And then underneath that seam binding I have some of the Guipure lace as well. In the center of the bow, I used another one of the summer blooms, and I topped it with a pearl in the center. On the bottom, I've used some more of the same blooms, and I just layered them. So this one has 3 layers. I have a brown layer, a darker blue, and a lighter blue. This one is just a white and a blue. And this one is the same actually as this one. And then for the centers, I've used some sweetheart blossoms from the mixed color pack. I did some stamping on the back as well. I've got some butterflies and some leaves going on here. I also used some of the butterflies. I just scattered them around like so. And I actually adhered them in the way so that the wings would stay up. So you can see here almost looks like they're flying. And I really like how that looks. I also used the same seam binding for the top of the tag here. And then here's the back. So that finishes off this project. I really like how it looks, and I really hope you guys like it too. I would love for you guys to comment below and let me know which is your favorite. And as I said, I will have all of the links that you need in the description box so that you guys can go and check out the Wild Orchid Crafts website as well as the Facebook page and YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!